Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Great to see everyone on office hours this week. Can't wait to see everyone and have your questions answered. In the section down below, we'll have it opened up for everyone to ask questions in 1 second, and then we'll have Flo. Um, and also, too, if this is the first time you're seeing me, I just joined the team. My name is Doc Williams. So I'm going to be the head of education. So I'll be doing all of that. So let me make sure they're open right there. Okay, cool. Luke, I see your questions right there. Good. Okay, so we're seeing everyone come in. Thank you again. And then we're going to make sure we're going to have Flo come up in 1 second. Forgive me, everyone. I'm getting my bearings, making sure everything's here. So this is good. Flo, I see you. I'm going to now promote you to panelist. Let's see about this. There we go.
Hi, Doc. Hi,
Hey,
everyone.
Flo, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, thank you. And you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing Joyce proud. So I'm trying to get everything together, but we've got questions coming in, which is great. And I can invite them up one at a time and we can go from there if that's okay with you, Flo. Is that okay?
Yes, it is.
All right, let's do it. So first, we're gonna invite Luke up, and Luke was asking a question regarding multiple subscriptions for each users for Stripe and Zano. Let me bring him up right now, and that way he can share his screen and unmute. 1 second. Hey, Luke.
Hey Doc. Hey Flo.
Hey.
Doc, I'm a regular here, so it's a pleasure to meet you. Flo's definitely gotten sick of me. You'll probably get sick of me soon. um, yeah, so I'll hop right into it. I did put into the community, trying to have a user, the use cases, and I went through like the Xano example that Q put together, but basically like how that example was working with a subscription was they were creating like a new column in the login page, and then like obviously having the Stripe stuff in it, but then assigning a role or like plan
Mhm.
was like scale enterprise basic, which works well with the WeWeb, having the private page and only allowing it for, say if you're a scale user, or being
Mhm.
able to pick for each one. But for my use case, I might have a user that's subscribed to multiple different let's say lessons, for example, and want to be able to show some pages to some people and some pages not. Does that make sense?
So you'd like to have kind of different subscriptions for your users, right?
Yes. Yeah. So like say if you subscribed, you could have a lesson on energy, a lesson on batteries, but only being able to show those two
Mhm.
lessons to you, and but having
Mhm.
more than one. Is that possible?
Yes, of course, yes. So what I think the best way to do that is to save this information in your user profiles. So you must have a database for your users in Xano, right?
Yeah.
So I guess in here you can do multiple things. You can have just a column in a new column um, in that table, like subscriptions. And it could be an array of string or objects as you wish. To just save what the user subscribes to.
Mhm.
And then what you need to do is when the user is loading its lessons, so you may have an endpoint for that, right? A
Yeah.
get lesson, something like this, get lessons.
Yeah.
So in that endpoint, you need to check in the user profile what lessons this user can access to. So this is more backend work. So
Okay.
it's something you need to work on Xano to make sure to
Okay.
return only the data that the user can access to.
I see, but making it so I can kind of share screen and show. So if I have get this out of the way, sorry. So I kind of have like these different pages. So example for like this conversion of energy lesson, if I want to make this private, not just like the data private, but like them not being able to even access this page, is that possible with having multiple different subscriptions for the same user?
So in any case, you need to do it both ways. I mean, you need to make sure to secure the endpoints on Xano, because if someone find
Okay.
out the link in a way or another, you don't want
Yeah.
him or her to access this data or the links.
Yeah.
So in any case, you need to add a protection on the Xano side. Then on the web side, you can indeed create roles in here, but I think it could be cumbersome for you because I guess you're gonna need to, this is going to be dynamic for you because you
Yeah.
will create some lessons and so on. So I guess the best way would be to create a global workflow for that, like check lesson access, with and in the properties you can add user subscriptions, and then it returns true or false. And this is a workflow you would trigger on page load.
Okay.
And so before loading your collection. So if a user comes without those access, you would redirect that user to a dedicated page. You don't have access to these users, please subscribe, something like this.
I see. Okay. Yeah, that
Does
makes
that make
sense.
sense? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I can definitely play around with that. I have a super quick other question that's probably will take hopefully 2 seconds on the same page. For this sidebar I have, is it a way to I kind of created my own one because I wasn't really totally able to figure out the
Okay.
sidebar like layout menu. And right now it's kind of doing what I want to do, but if you wanted to have it so the sidebar like these, module 1, module 2 doesn't move, like kind of stays like sticky, if that makes sense. Is there a best way to do that? I know there's like a sticky layout. I think this is kind of working the way I want it to, but
You're
I don't
almost
know. Did, yeah. And like, okay, better example, like right here, this path where it says like dashboard kit assembly, like it moves away. Like I'd want that to stay right
Okay.
under the nav bar. That's a better example.
Well, I guess you can. Okay, so this is a section, right? This one.
Yep.
So I guess you need to change also the position to sticky, and it will remain at the top. So can you scroll? Yeah, like this. Try to scroll. And you can let auto, I think. No, it's going okay.
If I did.
Could you select your, yeah, this one, it's path, right? Path, okay.
Oh, there we go. Okay. I
Okay.
guess maybe I was on the wrong thing. Sorry. Okay. That makes sense. And then maybe I'll try to figure out this one on this side. I don't know why it's kind of I have like the super quick last question. What does Z-axis do? And I know we played around with it like last office hour. So if I set this side menu, if I try to do like the sidebar layout auto thing, I'd have to like make the Z-axis 48, and then it kind of messes up when I'm scrolling and stuff. Does that make sense?
Yes, if you wish to really manage what is above something, you need to play with that property.
I see. Okay. So it's kind of like bring the front, send it back, but
Yes,
bring
exactly.
a number to it. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. That's all. Thank you so much, Flo
You're
and Doc.
welcome.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm
Times.
sure I'll see you next week.
Have a great day. See you
Absolutely.
next week.
Bye, guys.
All right. So thank you so much. Now we're going to bring you back. Hold on one second. Change role to attendee. Okay. All right. Good times. Great questions, Luke. Thank you so much. Next we have Davey. We're going to be bringing up got a question. Define a default value equal true for checkbox and how to build a form validator. Okay. So we're going to be bringing you up in 1 second as a panelist and love to hear from you.
Hey, is it working? Yeah. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hey, David.
Hey, thank you for having me. So I have dumb questions. I don't think they're necessarily complicated, but they just dumb. I'm just talk, so I just need some help. I'm just gonna share my screen right now. So the first question I have, I don't know if you guys can see my screen.
Yes.
All right. The first question I have is I'm using the checkbox component. However, by default on false, I would like to set them up by default on true. Is it possible?
Yes, it is. So you need to select the parent. So you see in here, you select close check, select the, not this one, there's, yes, this one. And on the setting tab, so on the right, if you select the second tab, yeah, just at the top, you can select settings. You've got, yes,
Right.
here, perfect. And you see in here, you've got init value. So you need to toggle that on,
Fantastic. Oh, okay.
and that's
Okay.
it. And it
Oh,
should,
okay. What
be
about the color? And how do I set up the color? I need to use
Mm.
this.
Did you change the color on this
Yeah.
one?
Yeah. Like for example, here, if it's you see it's red,
Yeah.
and if it's coming back.
Okay, it should be red. I don't know why.
All right. Well, I will work this one out. Don't worry. It's like, it's fine. I can work this one. Thank you very much. That was the first thing I need to solve, but
Okay, but maybe it's the state. How did you put the red color? Could you show us quickly?
state, sure. I
Show
just
me,
have for
show me
state.
how to change the color.
How did I change the color? Good question. Don't even remember. Check, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I need to put a state then. Here I have the check one, and that is red.
Yeah. And nice. Okay, so if I thought
Ooh.
it would trigger the state.
So should I? Well, I guess I can just implement the other state as well. I'll find a way. I don't think it's a big deal.
You got me on that one. Normally it should take the color. Okay. I may take a look. If you don't find out, Davey, I may take a look.
Okay.
Should work. Okay. I'll try on my side during this office hour, and I may bring you back.
Okay. Thank you very much. Another question I have is I'm building basically a form where people need to create the club, so they're gonna give us provide some info and stuff. But I need to create a validator for that because the issue is like there's too many mistake possible if someone doesn't fill up the right data. Let's say like the email, like the website, all the stuff. What is the best way for me to build a form, especially that I also just noticed that when I want to upload a file, for example, I'm working with Xano as a backend, I can upload a file that is a .jpj. It doesn't work, but .jpeg works. So I really need to make sure that when the user is dealing with all the data, I have everything under control. I just don't know how to approach the form, the validator for this form, basically.
Is it Xano that is preventing you from having a GPJ?
Yeah.
This is weird. Okay.
JPEG works. It's like JPEG, if you get rid of the E, because I have some file without the E, this one doesn't work.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, let me answer your question. So you have many ways to check or validate something. So the first way is to use a form container. And for example, if you have an input tag as email, the browser will tell your user to answer it properly. But you can do your own validation, and I think this is what you want to do.
I want to do it on the CTA. Basically, if I click confirm the profile, I just want to make sure there's error showing up to tell the look, you need to check this input because there's something wrong.
Okay. Okay, so first, let's make something simple like the required. And this is, you can use the native thing. So what you can do is to, did you use multiple section to do that? Yes, I see that. So it won't work. Okay. So you're gonna have to do it manually. So you need to do that. Okay, you need to do two things. So first, something you can do, could you select one input, anything?
Yeah, I have this one right here.
Okay, perfect. So you can go to the workflow of this input. So the third tab here. Okay, on change, you already have something, great. Could you select this workflow? Okay, so in here on change, you are updating a global variable, right?
Yeah.
This is a good practice. Really nice. Okay, so one thing you can do is in here, you could start adding a validation process. So something like you must have something, it must be an email, or you can use a regex something, or just to check with formula, you know, a correct
Okay.
flow.
So
Or
here directly, it's like a condition.
not here, maybe after that. After that, create how we could do.
Because I can just share what I've done because I used to work on DraftBit. So on DraftBit, what was happening because it's a low code, I was able to create like a custom code and just refer to each variable, and from each variable add a condition if length superior at or inferior at, or otherwise just show this message. And then I had like a kind of a variable with the empty variable with the text, the error message that I could display on the CTA every time something was triggered. And that's the way I was doing it with DraftBit, but now I just wanted to make sure the best approach.
You can do the same way. So in here, for example, you could change variable value. You could let's create a new variable. Okay, let's explore two ways. I try to make it quick. So first, create a new variable.
Okay.
You need to create a new one.
This one, yeah, this one is empty.
Yes, but it's the action to change variable. You need to create one variable before. Keep it.
So change the variable, and when you say create one, you mean like I need to create one in the
Yes, in here or be in the select input of variable. If you go at the bottom, you have a shortcut, but you can do it here. So here, create a new variable, and you can call it errors or form validation as you want.
Yes.
Okay. And make it an object.
Object, okay.
Yeah, object would be better. So you could have multiple ones. Okay, perfect. And it can be empty. Okay. So in here, select the variable on the right that you just created. Okay, and in here, we are going to do a partial update. So could you toggle on here? And the path will be the name of your input.
The name of my input.
Yeah.
Okay, the variable of my input.
Not just the name in here, because it's going to be the key.
The name of my input. Email. So
if you select this will be the value.
Yeah.
You can just you don't need to bind. You can type just the text. Could you unbind this?
Sure.
Just click on bind and type in email. I think it was email in the path.
Oh, in
Not
the path.
here, just above. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So now you can bind. And so in here, you wish to give the error message. So okay, so you can understand. Let's do it like this. Okay, could you just type in the formula a text, something like "You must enter a correct email." Just in the formula, you will get it just after. Sorry.
So I
So
bind
not the value, not the value. Okay, here just instead of the value, enter a text. You must enter an email between quotes. Okay, great. You can close this, and before this action,
Yeah.
so in the yes, just before, add a new action, and it's a pass-through condition. Look for path. Yes, perfect.
Okay.
And this one, you will bind it to the value with a formula like text length. And this is something I think you were talking about. So yeah, and you can wrap that text length. Yes,
Okay.
perfect. And upper more than 0.
Right.
No, sorry, you wish to display the error if it's equal to 0.
Yeah, equal to 0. But in the case of an email, it's like if it's not an email, because you can write anything if there's no like at and dot something. But
Yeah. So for this, you're going to need another formula.
I guess I can find out all about this one. Don't worry, don't worry. I will check on the community. There's probably someone that already done that.
Okay, okay. Or you can create your own formula like validate email, something like this. But this is how I would do it. And then what you can do, it's below your button, you display all the errors.
Okay.
Okay. So maybe in here it's an object, but it could be an array. Maybe it's easier. So you could just, repeat all the errors. And when the user is, you also need to remove the error when it's okay. So you do need a split. It's a nice use case. Yeah, I would do it like this. So instead of a path-through condition, sorry, make a branch, a true-false branch.
Make a branch.
Yeah.
Okay.
So true-false splits.
Okay.
And you can copy-paste the condition on the pass-through condition. Yeah, you can drag and drop this on true. Perfect.
Yeah.
And delete that. Okay. Well, yeah, you need to, in the true false splits, you need to add the formula you just deleted, the text length with the value.
Text length.
Yeah. So go back to true false. Let's do it again.
Right.
True false, bind this, text length, and the value of your email.
Text length. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, great. So now let's change the you know what? Let's change the type of the variable. Instead of an object, let's make it an array. So could you go back to the variable? You can search here. Yeah, it was perfect. Make it an array. Great. Save that. Okay, let's change this action. So could you click on that one? So now it's instead of partial update, you will add at the end, something like this. So not replace, insert at end. Perfect. And the binding would be the same. Okay. Let's make a key of this. Okay. Could you change the value here? We are going to create an object. It's going to be much more easier.
Change the value.
Yeah, here. Yeah, select it. So here, use the formula create object. Perfect. You can copy this. Yes, perfect. So first key, it's going to be ID between quotes. So type in between quotes ID. And then the other one will be email. Between quotes also. Then comma, you can add multiple things. Yes, you can cut that. Okay, remove the last parenthesis. A comma after email. Just after email, you can add another key.
Just after email,
Yeah,
another key.
in here, comma, and between quotes, message. Message, comma, and you can paste what you just copied. Okay, so I would remove the capital letter if I were you. It's easier. And same for message. Oh no, this one you can keep it just for the keys. So you see below, you've got one key ID email, and another one message. Okay. So in this array, we are adding one object with the key ID email and the other one message. Okay. So this one is done. So now let's do the other one.
When you say the other one, what do you mean?
The other branch, sorry. So if it's true, we add this object to the array, okay?
Yeah.
If it's false, we want to remove it, right?
Oh, get it. Oh, okay.
Okay, so now select your variable.
So this one we said that we're gonna check the value as well. Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be error error 4.
Okay,
So
and now you need to remove at index. Perfect.
more about index.
So you need to find the index, and in the formula you can find and in the search. I don't remember the correct. Yes, could you type in find? In array, it's find index by key. By key.
Okay.
Okay, so first, you need to add your variable in here. So go select error 404. Yes, this one. Then it's the key, so ID. And then, so the ID was email. So between quotes, email. And here you are. This is right. When you've got -1, it means that it's not in the variable. So for example, if you click test on the action on the true branch, if you click the test button, okay. So now if you click the little bug on the top of this panel, just to see the variables. Yes, perfect. Could you select variables?
This
Just
one, yeah.
below? Yes, this one, perfect. And could you search for error 404? Okay, so you see you've got the array with one object.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you test the other action in the false branch?
Yeah, I think okay. Nice. Oh, okay, get it.
Okay, so could you click test again for the first branch? And let's finalize this. Okay, great. Now you can close this.
I close this, okay.
Yes. And could you add just a div below your button just for this exercise? So yes, just in
Okay.
here, perfect. CTA close. Yes, just add a div.
Okay.
Great. And in that div, could you add a text?
Okay. I had an error here that was already set up. It's above.
Ah, okay. So type Command G to wrap it into a flexbox.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, great. And now select the flexbox. You can remove that one. Select the flexbox. Go to the style. Yeah, bind items and bind to error 404. Okay, now could you select the text? And you can bind the text to the context. So we can remove that. And you see in here, you've got message. So bind to message.
Okay.
And here you are, and see, I think you may need to make it white or something because
I think it's right. It's right. So it's
where it is. It's hidden. You may have a display condition, something like this.
Yeah. Okay, let's get rid of that. Up. Okay.
Okay. And here you are.
You mustn't turn email. Okay, great.
So you could do that so it could take a lot of time for you to do it for every input. So really something you can do is to create a component for this. It may take some time for you to learn how to do it, but once you've done it, you just have to copy paste the instances, and when you make a change, the change is for everyone.
Okay.
So we need to take another question, but what you can do is to just post a message on the community, like, this is what I want to do. Could you help me to create a component? And I could jump on this message to help you to do that.
All right. Thank you. Fantastic. Thank you very much for your help. Sorry for taking so much time.
No, it was a nice use case. No worries.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you so
We're
much, guys.
going to change role to attendee. Okay, all right. Great question. Good stuff. Okay. So now what we're gonna have, I see real quick, if we don't mind here, we've got questions in the chat real quick. Fred, I see your hand. We got you, man. We'll get you. We get you. We'll definitely have it for sure. Flo, do you mind if we do rapid fire questions real quick and then go into more demos? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one, is it possible to somehow customize and change the required message that shows up if an input field is empty? So can you customize that?
No, it's from the browser. It's native from your browser. So and it's in the language of your user also on the browser. So you cannot edit it. It's not possible. The only way to have it custom is to do something like we just did. So create your own one, your own tooltip, something you can do also. So really the best way to do that is to create a component and manage your inside these components. I know it's a bit hard to do right now. We are working on a starter kit that will come with the libraries and the marketplace. This is a use case we really have in mind. So ready-made components are coming, but right now you need to do them yourself.
Sounds good. One more question from Eric. Is there any plans to allow multiple custom domains sometime in the future?
So could you tell us a bit more about your use case? Is it subdomains like user1 dot your domain and user2 dot your domain, something like this?
Yeah, Eric says my use case is to allow my users to connect to their custom domain.
Oh. So the answer is no. The quick one. No, this is not something we are going to be able to allow for you, but there is a workaround, and the workaround is to work with Cloudflare and to make a reverse proxy. This is something you can do, but it's more techy. You may need a developer to set up that, but it's not something that we can productize for you quickly. It would be hard for us to do that.
Okay.
So, best scenario for you: create your applications, then use Cloudflare, connect Cloudflare to your DNS, and make a reverse proxy. You can find many tutorials to help you to do that, and then you will be able to redirect everything. So if it's that user, you can redirect to that application and so on, and could be the same one, but at least we may be able to do that, but we won't be able to productize this for you. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. Okay. We now have a question from, I apologize if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. It's either or Way Home or maybe Way Home. We're going to invite you up. You have a question regarding something that you would like to demo. So we're going to promote you to a panelist. And we'll see you in just a second. There we go. Thank you so much.
Hello guys.
Hey,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good. We can hear you.
Awesome. Sorry, I don't have a webcam, so that's how I am. So my name, you said Wahome. It's more of African, so it's Wahome. But so that's it.
Thanks,
So let me
man.
share my
welcome.
screen. I hope that share screen. All right. Okay. So you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so I have an issue that just came up about a week ago. I don't know what happened, but it was working just fine. So let me give a demo. So what's happening is I can log in just fine. Logging in, I can do it just fine without an issue. And it goes everywhere except the dashboard. So it's the page that I set to be the dashboard, it's not really working because the page that I wanted to go to is this dashboard page. So this is the page that it's supposed to be landing on when I log in. But for some reason, it's not really working. But if I put other pages there, it's working. So maybe I can switch this just a little bit. Dash. And if I try to log in again, but I don't know, sometimes it's going, other times it's not really going, but for whatever reason, it's not really going on. Like you can see now, it's not really navigating. But if I choose any other page, it's actually working, but not for this one. So I don't know what
Okay.
might have happened.
Can you show us the workflow again?
Okay.
Okay, so you're logging in, then you save the token, then you fetch the user, and then you redirect to dashboard. And you are saying that this one is not working. Could you test this workflow? Could you click the top right test button? Yeah. It closed on its own?
Yeah. So after I finish the whole action flow.
Okay, so I think you've been redirected, but then you end up here again. Can you go to that page, please? The dashboard page. Okay. Can you go to the settings of that page?
For the dashboard page.
Yes, the one that is not working. Okay, can you show me the workflows here? Do you have a workflow here? No, you
Nope.
don't. Okay. Do you have a global workflow for the app? Like
For
if you click the more button in the header, in the top bar. Sorry, you've got the more button in the top bar, really at the top, near to Copilot.
oh, okay.
Here, yes. And here, not here, trigger app workflow, the second one. Okay, no workflows here. Could you go to the more button again? And can you show me redirections? Do you have some redirections here? No, you don't. Okay. Okay, I can't quickly find this. Could you create a bug issue on the support application, support.weweb.io, and someone from the tech team is going to take a look.
Awesome. All right. So just as a recap, the only thing that doesn't work is navigating to the page that I've set up to be the home page. Other pages is navigating fine except that one.
Yeah, this is yeah, it's weird. The first time I see this, so there is something we need to understand. So
All right.
yeah, please create a ticket. It's not normal, it should work. We need to understand.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. we are going to switch back and change to attendee. There we go. There we go. All right. Excellent, excellent. Thank you, everyone, for your great questions. Also, the link for support.weweb, put it in the chat down below. So this is great. Thank you so much for your patience. We have a couple different questions, but how do I say that? Tejas? I'm butchering names today. I apologize. We're going to invite you up. This question is, having issues with getting data repeating despite checking many things. It looks like some issues with the data collection, perhaps. We're going to invite you up for a moment. Because we have so many questions, we're going to keep them limited. And then if we have time, we'll come back. So we'll invite you up right now. And also, too, I'm answering some of the questions in the chat as well. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you very much. Let me
How do you say your name? I apologize.
It's a Dutch name, Doc. Thijs.
Okay. Nice to see you. I'm going to practice it for next week. I'm going to practice. I apologize.
I have English speaking family. They how do you say it? Make it similar to like Mike Tyson. Thijs.
Oh,
Sounds
okay.
a little bit like that.
I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let me share my screen. So here I just drop in a dynamic list. And basically what I did is, let me see, follow the examples. I just load in the variables that the example comes with. So at this, in this like container, so to say, I bind the data that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And then one level below, this is the item that will be repeated.
Okay.
And then I see here again binding. So here I would bind the first item. But if I do that, then I only get like the first item repeated. So here I tried already something else, but if I just insert something.
No, you need to bind to the context, not to the collection, because you already have all the data normally. So if you select the first tab, not this one.
The first tab, this one you mean?
No. Could you go back to, yes, to this one? Could you click the init value again, like you just did? And instead of, the init value, in here you are binding directly to the collection. So I don't think this is what you want to do. You want to bind to the context, so to the value of the row, basically. So you can find that on the first tab of the Data Explorer here. So yes, here.
Yeah.
So normally you should find your value here, no?
Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. This is exactly what I was looking for.
Here you are.
Yeah.
And you can do the same for all of them.
Great. Thank you very much. This was the missing puzzle piece of the puzzle.
Great. Something else coming?
Okay.
A new element for the table and data grid and for your use case. I hope we'll be able to release that in 3 or 4 weeks. I hope this is our goal, and it will help you for those kind of use cases. But you did it the right way. This is how you should do that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Great question. All right. So this is a question with two different sections right here. So this one was from, let's see, Jordan. Let's see. Jordan is asking, having trouble with performance issues. He mentions that mainly with my Kanban board, loading slow. When I try to change the timing of the collection fetching, it seems to bug out a bit. So want to run over what is the best way.
Okay, let's quickly find out. We need to see how you did that.
Coming up now.
So during that time, Davey, the error we had with the checkbox, it's because we were still editing. Click preview and it should work. You should have the color. This is a small issue we need to fix.
He just gave us an update. He said checkbox changed, all set.
Wonderful.
Good times. Good times. Welcome, Jordan.
It's all right. Just got my camera there. How are you? See me
Doing
okay?
good.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. So, yeah, I'll just share my screen and sort of see what we can have a look at.
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, mainly here's my sort of setup here, and it's in the live app. So when I kind of land on that page, it takes quite a while just for the Kanban data to load through. I don't think it's the call because the call coming from Zeno doesn't take that long. So I've tried to play around a few different ways to sort of see like when to fetch it. And I'm just not too sure what the best way to do is. At the moment, I've got it fetching on page load. So does it normally take that long?
Okay. Yeah, indeed, it took too many times. How many cards do you have here?
How many words are?
Rows do you have or cards? I see you can scroll.
Oh, yeah, maybe 40 or so.
Okay.
Not a hell of a lot. And see, when I change pages, like it's just kind of like really laggy. It's only kind of just done it all of a sudden.
Oh yes, indeed, it's really too long. Okay, we won't have time to dig. Did you create already a ticket on the support app or not?
I haven't. No.
Okay. Could you do this and could you add in the title between brackets OH for office hour and another brackets performance?
OH office hours performance. Yeah.
Yeah, you go to the support.weweb.io and in the title of your ticket, OH and performance, and then the title of your issue, like company performances, something like this. We have people in the team working on performance issues right now, so I could prioritize them so they could take a look.
So there is some sort of issue you think it's not normal?
Definitely need to check why, and maybe it's just something we can change in the workflows, but I'd like someone to take a look, a deeper look.
All right. Cool. And the other thing I just wanted to ask, what's the best way to like show like a loading button? So like if I was to, create a lead here and while it's kind of loading, if I want to create like a loading button here, would the best way to do it be through like a state?
Yes, or just drag and drop a loading element below, and you can bind to variable. What you can do is the variable by default is false. When you click create lead, you pass this variable to true, and when it's done at the end, you pass it to false, and just bind the loading element to that variable.
Would you put it underneath the button, or would you make it?
Oh, yeah, below. You can add it below, and if you can make it a component too, but we can do it right now quickly if you wish. On the editor. But yes, really on the workflow, first action, pass the boolean to true, the is loading to true, make your action, and the last one is loading to false, and just bind the loading element to that.
Would you need to make like one one variable for each button, or would you just have one in general? What would be the best practice?
The best practice would be to do a component for this. So to select your button, put it into a Flexbox, create a component, add the loading, and
Yeah.
then you do it with the props and with triggers. So it could take a bit more time, but that would be the best practice. Otherwise, global variable, the same for everyone, because basically you are always loading just on your okay. So I see
Yeah.
your page took a lot of time, so really need someone to take a look.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of that too. Like when I'm editing, it's saying page isn't responding, and I'm having to wait to.
Yeah. Need to take a look to that. Okay,
And
but
just
yeah,
finally,
the global
with your
is loading.
collection,
Sorry.
sorry, just finally with your collection, should they all be fetched on like automatically on the app load, or is that going to slow it down? Should they just be fetched as they needed as you need them?
The best way for you may be to untoggle the automatic loading and do it manually on a page, and just on page load fetch the collection you want on some workflows. You can optimize a lot thanks to this.
And do you do and I noticed there's like 3 different options. There's like fetch on app load, fetch on page load before fetching, and then fetch on page. Which one's the best one to use? Is it on page?
Or just on page load and then fetch the collection.
Oh yeah, so you wouldn't need to use those other ones. Like
You go here, trigger page, yes, in here, on page load, and in here you've got fetch collection. You also, if you need to fetch multiple collection at once, you've got fetch multiple collections, and you can fetch all of them and synchronously.
so you normally just use this one though on
Yes,
page
yes.
load.
Yeah,
Not
on
this
page
one.
load. Well, it doesn't change a lot of things, so you can use this one too, but it won't change a lot.
Okay, all right, cool.
Especially if you are untoggling all your collections to manual thing, it won't change.
Yeah, okay, cool. So just raise a ticket A and just get them to have a look at it.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Please create this ticket, and we'll definitely take a look.
Cool.
Thank
Okay,
you so
thanks.
much.
Don't forget to record a video and to give some credentials so we could test like you just did.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, Jordan. I just sent you the link for support, and thank you again for your question. Take
Thank you.
care. All right. Good times. All right. So we have just a few minutes, but we're doing good, I think. We're doing good. So Flo, we've got one more major question, then like rapid fire, 2 more, if you don't mind.
Okay.
We're gonna invite Fred up, and we're gonna be talking about mobile devices and PWAs. Fred, we're gonna be inviting you up, promoting you as a panelist. Thank you so much for your patience and being here. Great questions, everybody.
Unmute and
Here you go. We can hear you.
okay, perfect. Thanks for getting to me. My question is related to, I'll give you my use case. We've got a WeWeb app that we have people out in the field and they're using their mobile device to access it. They need to take pictures of a property that they're going to inspect. And it could be 10 pictures, could be 4 pictures, could be maybe 20 pictures, something like that. And we have an issue where people are in a location where there's not a very good internet signal. Okay, so for them to click on a button, and the way it's currently built is it's getting uploaded to WeWeb, and it has to wait for that to upload in order to proceed and do another picture. So my question is kind of a forward-looking question for you guys with respect to, I know you've talked about PWAs, and there's been some talk about you guys doing a native mobile wrapper and so forth, which are all great ideas. But if even in the event of it's a native mobile wrapper, if it always has to be connected and it's always live, there's nothing kind of happening offline. So my question is this: is there any way that in the future we might be able to create variables that for example, if I take a picture on my iPhone, I would like to be able to have that image location on my device stored in memory somehow, such that they could do all these things, take their pictures quickly without having to wait for them to upload to WeWeb every time. And then at the end of the session, they just hit a button and all those pictures then get uploaded in sequence. Is there any possibility of having some kind of a workaround like that? Or are there any plans that you have to allow to store things locally? I know you're not doing offline per se, but I thought this might be a kind of a workaround for how we
Yeah.
might do that. Any thoughts on that?
Unfortunately, it's like an offline feature, because
Yeah.
if your user is refreshing or doing something wrong, you would lose everything.
Correct.
So I don't have a nice answer to you. I'm really sorry for this. This is one of the use case that is hard to solve without coding close to the machine with a real
Okay.
image.
Okay, and do you guys have any, thank you for that. I kind of thought that might be the answer, but I just wanted to ask anyways to see if that was some kind of a possibility.
Don't have
I
any.
guess the only other option is we could get people to try to change their settings on their phone to take lower res pictures or something that, that uploaded faster.
Or take all the pictures and then go back to the application and upload them with their phone.
Yeah, good idea. Okay, and then the second part of that is, can you give us any kind of update on, I know there's been some talk about PWA and that what you're going to have is not going to have push notifications. And then there's also been some discussion that I saw with Slavo and one of my colleagues about the potential native wrapper. I don't know what you guys call that, but can you give us any kind of update on the timeline? Because I had heard it was going to be this year, but I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I know. We are going to communicate on the global roadmap pretty soon. We are almost there to fill in every blocks. So you're going to have just a first group of actions for PWA, but without the notification. So you're gonna have more actions that you have right now. This is the first part. Then you're gonna have to wait longer because we are going to be extremely focused on standardize the application that is built. So to improve the performances, to remove all in the elements you have some wrappers, and so we want to remove all those wrappers so it could be really standard. So it means that 40% of all the elements of every page will be removed thanks to that. So it will improve the performances. And then working on atomic elements. So that's why I talk about the table. You are going to have a new radio group element. We are going to work on splitting the Kanban, the calendar, and all those elements into multiple components, so you could really have a way to customize everything. So this is going along with the marketplace. So that's why we are working on both of those things to basically have a lot more ready-made sections and elements, so you could create quickly your forms, see how people built those elements, and then also have a CSS standardization. So you will have really the goal for that is that the application that is built would be extremely like a developer would have coded it. And this cycle will take us until September, basically. So we are going to have multiple releases from now to September, but this cycle goes that
Sounds
long.
like a big lift for you guys.
Yes, exactly. So that's why it's taking a lot of time, because we want to make it properly. So it's a bet for the future, this part. And the second part is really collaboration. So branching, activity logs, environment management. And this one kind of is coming a bit sooner just for the plugins. But really all those things to have multiple people working together like you would do with a tech team. So this part is taking almost the rest of the year, and PWA should with notifications should come after that. So we had to kind of wait for all those features to do this.
Okay, thank you very much for your very detailed answer. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Let me unmute myself. We're wrapping up in just a couple of minutes. This has been great. Great questions. So, Flo, do we have all right if we do rapid fire two last ones?
Yes.
So, Eric, this is a follow-up question after talking about reverse proxying. He's asking, do I need to self-host to be able to reverse proxy?
For your use case, I'm sorry, I don't know. This is a really good question. Because we may have a security to prevent you from loading everything in your use case, so you may need to contact us. So normally no, but we may have a security preventing you from doing that. So you may need to self-host, but I need to check out with the tech team. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Okay. No, this is good. Okay. And then we have one more. This was from Tyson that was talking about earlier about the collections. The follow-up question was, what to do when a text field is dependent upon a data collection, but when the data is empty or null?
Could you say that again, please?
No worries.
I could read it. Thanks.
In the open Q&A?
So what do you mean by what to do when the data is empty or null? You want to initialize to something else, or
Don't know.
I don't know what you want to do.
He's not here anymore, but I can follow up.
Okay, so
No worries. No
next,
worries.
but yeah, I need to know a bit more on the use case to give a proper answer.
I gotcha. No, this is good. A lot of great questions, all done today. So, Flo, again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody. Remember, if you have more questions, you can always ask in the community. Always here to help. And if there's something that you would like to report, a bug or something that's very specific, make sure that you fill out a ticket and send it to us at support.weweb.io. So again, thank you, everybody. And Flo, thank you for all of your expertise and being here.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, see ya.
Bye. See you
Bye.
next week.